gold on this one.
Adina, yeah. Scooby-Doo, day.
I can't believe that I'm a fool again. I thought it's over forever and look at the way you treat me nowadays. Please everybody, boy, baby, change your mind. You told me, baby, but we just began. Too many big dreams, so once achievable. I know I wrong you, but it's not.
Hello, guys in cyberspace. My name is Jawan Kenwaya, sitting in for Derek Ellie tonight for the High Zone, episode 3 of the Liberian Communication and Television Network. For tonight, we'll be talking about 3 topics. But before we do that, we'd like to introduce to you our guest tonight. No, not our guest, but sorry, guys. So we will start with Mr. Mauro and Mr. Bodai and Mr. Blue Jay Choppy Charlie in Liberia. Guys, introduce yourself for tonight.
Well, I'm John Mawolo, member of the CPP and the ANC, and I'm here to make sure that I'm the gatekeeper for all the propaganda going around against my party, and to also help inform the Liberian people of the truth of what really is going on, and how they can navigate their ways to know the truth from fiction. So I'm glad to be here, and thank you.
Thank you. Choppy Charlie.
Yes, the name is Dad, so not much introduction, but I'm way in the backwaters here of Margibi County, and I'm excited. A lot of good things happening in Liberia about these elections, motivations. So we'll be bringing you some of the things that are going on as the show goes along.
Thank you. Mr. Bodai.
Thank you for having me, Jawi, my fellow panelists. Well, I'm in both phases. I'm here to elect the Liberian minds about election and what is at stake. All right? And I'm siding with this Unity Party in this election. So I'm not a registered voter of Unity Party or any political party, but I'm siding with the Unity Party for the election.
Okay. Thank you, guys. Before we go to our topics tonight, we'd like to bring you our current event for the night. We have only 2 issues that we say our own Liberian David Bento won a councilman district seat in Philadelphia. So that is a great news for Liberia.
Wow, that's good. Boy, David
won as one of the council members in District 6 in Upper Darby, Philadelphia. So guys,
who is it?
David Banto.
Oh, okay.
David Banto won as one of the councilmen for District 6 in Upper Darby, Philadelphia.
Congratulations to him.
And he ran on the Democratic Party ticket. Then the second thing we have there is about our own man who is a moderator. Our own man, Bobby Crawford, was celebrated his birthday yesterday. So we would like to say, happy birthday, Crawford.
Yeah, happy birthday, man, Bobby.
So for those of you, I would like to ask all of you if you have anything to contribute about the winning of David before we can go to our regular topics. What does it mean for Liberians that are living in the United States and elsewhere to aspire for better future?
Well, personally, I don't know him, and I haven't heard much of him, but it's a good thing that Liberians are getting involved in international political activities. Liberians have been in this country too long for them not to be a major part of the politics of this country. It's only recently they have started to get involved. And it's a good thing, and I would say congratulations to him. And I hope, like I told the other guy in Rhode Island, I said, I hope you don't just be content with having the office, but go around to the different communities and try to encourage the young Liberians to venture, to attempt, and try to get involved. You see, it is a shame that since the early 18s, Liberians being associated with this country, and we don't even have a lobby group. I mean, you come. I live in the Maryland, D.C. area. You go to D.C., you see the Ethiopian and the Eritrean. They got their thing established. You can't get Liberian people to buy a hall. In fact, one time there were two Liberian associations just fighting all the time just for power. Nothing, no respect, nothing. And I think it's a good thing that more of us attempt in the system here. And I think people are too, kind of iffy about whether they should or should not. And we got our children that are being born here. We need to encourage them to get involved in the politics, because although our people back home are still confused about what they really want, but these children are going to be the ones who are going to change that country, because they got a different vision and a different know-how. So they will make it better. And so let's encourage them. And I say again, thank you to the brother and congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Maulo. Mr. Boda, what do you have to say to that?
Well, I want to thank the brother for making some headway for the Liberian community. I mean, it's about time. Like my brother regularly said, we've been here too long. And we got a voting population. And the only way we can be heard in this community is to be represented. And I hope that our brother Bantu will make that direction in a positive direction, not just sitting there, as Maulo said earlier. Because the Philadelphia community is a larger Liberian community. We should be represented. We should even have a state council, because we have a very larger voting district within the Philadelphia area. But we had just bowed down to this cheap politics of, oh, this is not my home yet, or I'm trying to go to Liberia. And if we cannot make the positive impact on the larger stage, and we're always trying to go to the bad stage, we're not going to move forward, But we hope that our brother taking the step forward in this process, we all can support him and gather around him and then make a positive impact in the community that we want to serve. Not just Liberians, so that we can make an impact. Because we need all people to rally around us to vote for us. So we want to support him in a very positive way and say thank you to the voting public that voted in the office. It's a good thing. And let's keep moving in that direction. We can do more.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Boda. Mr. Chubby Charlie, talk to us about Mr. Bantu, the election.
Yeah, I think Maul have said everything that needed to be said. I can only say congratulations to my friend. I know the fellow, Bantu. He's a good guy. And I think there's another guy also running in Philadelphia. I don't know his situation, Don Dennis. But Marlo has made all of the points, and would also added on to it. So I just say congratulations.
Okay, thank you very much. That is very interesting. Like, I think all of us from Liberia, we need to recognize that we all came here for a purpose, and participating in the election is part of the things that we have to do in this country to prove to our country that we can represent Liberia. Thank you. We're going to have a quick break and be back for our regular topics. Welcome back wherever you are in cyberspace. If you are watching the Liberian Radio and Television Network, we ask you to share the link to everybody so that we will watch the show. For tonight's show, we'll be discussing 3 topics, as I said earlier. Our first topic tonight will be the convention that was concluded recently by CPP in Ganta, Nimba County. Thank you for watching. Okay. Okay, guys, as we just said, our topic tonight will be about our first topic will be about the convention that was held in Ganta, Nimba County, where the CPP formally elected their Senate bearer in the person of Alexander B. Cummings. But at that convention, the vice Senate bearer was not selected; it was postponed. But my question to all of you is: was holding the convention in Ganta has any influence on the people of Nimba when you have, for example, a Senate bearer from Nimba County for another party and a vice Senate bearer for another party from Nimba County? Will holding the convention in Nimba County have any influence on the people of Nimba? Charlie, can you go first?
Yeah, I don't mind. I think this is where sometimes some of our become amazed at the political intelligence of the ANC in terms of the way they conduct themselves. It seems that the ANC was almost like following the Unity Party full step because the Unity Party have just nominated the so-called vice Senate bearer. So the ANC's reaction is a reactionary behavior, and that was not impressive at all in terms of the ANC own approach to governance in the country. One would think that, especially when you look at the elections law in the country, where there are stipulated time for people to hold conventions to nominate candidates or even stand-up bearers of political parties. The Unity Party has already violated our rules, or not some of violated that practice by going and having a convention and naming a running mate. Only to see the ANC competing. One would think the ANC would distinguish itself, and try to wait for the nomination period, which begins in June and ends in July. That's a nomination period for political parties to nominate.
I think we lost Mr. Choppy Charlie. So while we are waiting,
nominate candidate that will be contesting in these elections. So I just think the ANC, did not do themselves good by holding that convention and doing what it did.
So are you saying, my question was having the convention in Nimba County specifically going to have influence on the
I don't think the venue is a problem. I mean, Nimba is a contested, but it's almost like a battlegrounds county right now. So I don't think the venue is a problem. If they have gone to the convention, it was only electing the officials of the party or the collaboration or whatever. That would be a different thing. But you go to the convention and only nominate a stand-up bearer. You can't have a convention only just to nominate just one man. Especially that's not been a practice. And this is where we see the ANC novice to Liberian politics and Liberian tradition. That's not a culture. That's not a practice in Liberian politics. So it distanced them from the Liberian scenario.
So
and that's the problem, that ANC already has been labeled as not in touch with what is happening on the ground. And so they go to convention and do that, exposing themselves as not being in touch with what is happening in the country.
Is it going to have any impact in terms of decision on the people of Nimba as to whether they should vote for them? Would they have any influence?
Not just Nimba County, but the whole Liberian, because people are saying that ANC just following, responding to Unity Party, because Unity Party just did the same thing, and so they are rushing to go and do that. I mean, that soundbite is not good for ANC.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Choppy Charlie, for your contribution. We go to you, Mr. Buddha. What do you say to that about having the convention in Ganta, Nimba County? Would that have any influence on the people of Nimba about their voting process?
Well, you have to understand the dynamic of party they're playing in Liberia when it comes to Nima County. Nima is a very rich voting population in Liberia at this time. And if you look at the Musa Berede scenario within the unity, the CPP, Musa Berede trying to prove a point in Nima County. He's one of the Nimadian. He's also a son of Nima County. So there is this fight going on in Nima who has the more influential or who has more vote and so forth. And in usual situation, the CPP or the ANC trying to gain recognition to be recognized by Liberian people because they are not yet being accepted. That's why in the economy arena, many Liberian people have not really gravitated towards his politics or seen as a leader. So they have to do everything they can in their political power to get to the political arena where a lot of Liberians will see them as being popular. So that is the situation they face with. And going to a convention with one person as the leader, I don't know. This is a collaborative political party. I don't know what was the other leaders or what was that. We didn't see any other person nominated or why on that floor. That's why they decided to have one person at that convention. But that meaning to gain that popularity, that's one reason why I mean they want to Nima for popularity, to fight for popularity in Nima.
Don't you think putting off the naming of the vice president bearer is intended to make the Liberian people to tune to them to be anxious about who will be the nominees for as the vice president?
I would tell you the CCP have not yet settled down who to be the vice president. If they had one, they were going to announce it. But there's still a struggle going on in our own mix. They will tell you they may not have made in the public, but they're still struggling as to who to be the next president to come in. So it's a struggle going on. They're still searching. So that's our own dilemma they have right now. So are you in our own rank? They don't have one yet. They are not come to a term with a person who will be vice president yet.
Okay, just to be clear, are you saying the reason why they never named anybody then was they haven't concluded on the candidate to be vice president?
That's my take on that.
Okay, we have somebody here who can speak to that. That is Mr. Mauro. What do you have to say about that?
You know, they got a word they call ultra-crepidarian. You know, that's what I'm hearing here. A bunch of guys who are trying to explain something they know nothing about. You know, how can you be explaining what happened in the CPP when you're not even close? You got no idea. You just sit there and make up your mind. You lie to yourself and believe it.
No, when I lie, I say, explain to us, brother.
But
don't go around the bush. Explain to us.
Let me tell you. Did George Weah name his running mate?
No. That's what we're talking about here now.
Hey, my brother, give me a chance. You heard me talking? Did George Weah name his running mate? He already agreed that he's running with Joe Howard, right? The United Party even have a convention. The answer is no. But they name their vice running mate. And then somebody want to sit there and say, we're following? Come on, please. In fact, for your information, it was not only that the standard bearer was renamed, all our representatives and senatorial candidates were also named. So maybe you missed that part. The fact that we didn't announce our vice standard bearer, my brother, let me bust your bubble. We've formed our vice standard bearer about a month ago. We know who it is. We know what we're going to do. And it was just a procedural issue that caused them not to name Mr. Cummings or rather to name the person. But they are saying that whomever the vice presidential standard bearer will be, should be announced in their home county to give their elders there the right to present their child to the Republic of Liberia. And since that person is not from Nima County, we choose to do it in that person's county. And you just got to wait. We gave you a date. So what are you trying to preempt what we're trying to do? We said on the 27th. Wait for the 27th.
Okay, just to follow up, just for the purpose of those who are listening and following us, the CPP, I know they have been a lot of political parties. How many political parties make up the CPP now?
Right now, it's the Liberty Party and the ANC.
Okay, so.
But Jawi, if you remember the last episode, my brother here told us they have 4 candidates that was in the mix of selections. And now he tell her a month ago.
Okay.
Can you comment on that?
What I tell you, I was in nothing.
But
What you want me to tell you? I said they were vetting. There were 4
You said a month ago. You just said
that
a
were
month
being
ago.
vetted.
You already agreed on it. You already agreed a month ago. And our last
we know
segment,
who
you
we're
told
going
us
to pick. Listen, you were arguing about the Yombly factor. I told you here, I said if Yombly is to be accepted, it would be because of political expediency, but Cummings will not, she is not the kind of person Cummings is looking for. I told you that here and people were arguing.
my point I'm making to you here
We
is
knew where
you
Yombly
told
was
us.
going.
I just asked you to comment on your last segment.
You ask a question, wait for the answer now.
Mr. Boda, give me
The
sense.
ultra-crepidarian.
I'm not.
I'm saying Yombly, because of the disunity that they brought into their party, there was engagement where the people were saying that if she's going to come back, if Cummings will accept her, Cummings were open to that just to bring peace to their party.
Okay.
All right. But not that Cummings didn't know who he wanted.
But here's a challenge.
Option to be vetted.
Okay.
All right.
Guys, we have a limited time. Mr. Chappie, you have something to say, Mr. Chappie?
Yeah. You know, and I think Maolo even compounded the problem with his whatever convention to characterize it'll be when he says that they even name the other candidates, legislative candidate. Again, a question the governance ability of the CPP, good governance credentials, because naming of candidates or contesting election has undergo a process of primaries. I mean, it doesn't matter which way you do your primary, but that process has to be undertaken. And so to just go to a convention, just name people, you know, John Brown for this play, Peter for that play, Moses for that play, it does not show democratic credentials.
I just told you,
if you guys,
you are ultra-crepidarian.
We ran out of time.
You're talking about something you don't know about. Who told you that it wasn't done?
If you guys, when we come back from the break, I will have to say my opinion.
You said you name your people, so I'm responding to you.
Who told you the process wasn't done?
But it's outside the framework. My main point here is that it's outside the stipulated time frame of the Elections Commission.
Midnight.
Okay, guys.
No,
and you can
party convention to elect. No, party convention to elect the leadership of the party is different from candidates. You can have a convention to elect your party leader.
Midnight in the dagger night.
No, that party leadership. That party leadership.
Why was it midnight?
We can choose any time to do it. There's no restriction on the party leadership. That party leadership, it was not candidate. It's not candidate leadership. It's not candidate contesting.
We had a time, Mr. Champion Charlie, but what I can say about the whole thing, in my opinion, was about the it is. I agree with everybody that neighbor counties have reached both counties, so everybody wants to go there to see how best they can win the support of the people in neighbor county. The other thing again is that I think, in my opinion, it was a good strategy for postponing the naming of the vice presidential candidate. I think many people are following, many people are eager to see who that person will be. So, in my opinion, I think it was decided to be done that way, or it was just a decision of the conference. But I think it was.
Let me just add something.
They realized they were all touch how to postpone it. The trip.
parties or conventions or whatever group have things in Ganta these days and Basa used to be, is because Ganta is very accommodating now. There are a lot of hotels, there are a lot of halls and things that people can use. So
and
kudos to
also
the
central to
people of
Liberia.
Yuma County for building their county. And so the same thing will happen in other counties when they start building theirs.
Okay,
And
thank you.
I think that's one of the major reasons why things are being held in Ganta these days.
Okay, thank you very much, everybody. We'll be back after a brief break.
Hi, my name is Martha Tombe, owner of Matisia Natural Hair Salon, located on 4405 Chestnut Street. We are specializing in locks, natural hair, braids, and etc. Call us for all your natural hair needs. You can reach out at 267-703-2330. If you have pictures or videos you want to send us, you can send it to 267-224-0693.
Welcome back. You are watching the Liberian Radio and Television Network, LRTN. Wherever you are, please share the link. Okay, guys, our next topic will be Senator Nyambli Kangai finally joined or retained after she was disappointed, after she was impeached as a vice senator bearer. She make a commitment to Vice President Boakai party. So with that, does she bring any political capital? What does she bring any influence, or would they make any change to the Boakai campaign? I would like to start with Mr. Bodai.
Yeah, certainly she brought some political capital, good ones. That solidified the union between the Unity Party and the Liberty Party, that the faction of the Liberty Party on the Yobe side.
Stop misinforming people.
I'm saying that unified the faction of the LP LP party that is on the Yobe side.
They ain't get no LP on your
Let me finish.
So you get one LP.
Okay, you got one LP, you know that. But if a part of your party is that LP is on the Yobe is not part of LP, that's what you say. No. That left for you to prove that. So what I'm seeing here is it brings some political capital because the speculation, the rumors that were going around, oh yeah, Yombly then Dillon now leave the Unity Party, the Omer is done. That rumor is now being thrown out. You're not going to hear that now. You're going to hear one voice of one group of people who are not going to run as a party. So that is a political capital. When you have unity, it's a political capital. Okay? And Yomli has a voting population in Grand Bassa to reckon with. So she knows in Grand Bassa a poor law for. So she can utilize that her political capital in Grand Bassa to help the Unity Party move forward. So I consider that as a political capital.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Boda. Mr. Mauro, what is your take on this?
Well, look, listen, I try to not to be bothered with what Unity Party is doing. I mean, I feel sorry for them that they're sitting right there and the old man keep on dishing their party out to other people as if they got no qualified person in Unity Party. He look for vice president outside, then he take the deputy vice president from outside. Come on. If something happens to him today, what happens to the party?
Nothing.
Exactly, nothing.
The party still remains.
Then they got to fight MDR and Yombly and whoever.
That's not true.
Listen, you got no MOU, my brother. You got no right over anybody there. They didn't sign anything. It's like Joe Weir didn't explain anything to nobody. So I don't know what they're holding him down for because he didn't promise them nothing. Look, listen, I think, Yombly is where she wanted to be. Good for them. I don't think she brings any value to their party. I think it only saved their face because it seems like that's all they care about. But as far as political weight, I don't see it. And so I saw Yombly commit herself to the process and the Unity Party. I didn't see Dillon do it. Neither did I see the other people. I'm wondering why they didn't do it at the same time. Since they still believe, or are they trying to just leave Yumbly hanging dry? That was my question. I don't know what they're doing. I really don't care.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Choppy Charlie. Youngly, after her disappointment for being selected as the vice center bearer, she's finally opened up and clarified that she's supporting Bwaka. Does she bring anything to the table?
There's nothing there because what she has already been given. What Yomli had was already on the table. So she's bringing nothing. And this whole thing about Yomli Kanga, exposes deeply the flaw of Mr. Joseph Bwaka as a leader. The fact that the Unity Party and Joseph Bwaka will celebrate and proudly boast that they have a faction of the Unity Liberty Party, whether that was true or not, but just the fact that they are proud to say we have a faction, it tells you the chaotic behavior of Joseph Bwaka, that his leadership is always grown in faction and chaos and disruption and conflict. He's unable to unite. He's unable to reconcile. How can one say they have a faction of a political party when a political party is just one single entity by law? I mean, it's dangerous. And we saw him display the same behavior in our own CPP when he became chairman. It's played. Today, another party, a NPP, he's claiming the chairman to be a faction. How can you celebrate this division? This man has no leadership credentials that can help this country to move forward. He has no ability to move the country, and he calls himself a rescue president. How can you rescue somebody when you're not even being able to reconcile to rescue Yomli from your party? His own political party, it is a shame of the Unity Party. The Unity Party was kicked out of their former headquarters just last year. They were kicked out of that headquarters. They could not pay the rent, just a common political party rent. And Joseph Bwaka, as former vice president for 12 years, was unable to mobilize resources to pay the party rent. They had to kick them out. And there's a man that said he want to rescue our country. You cannot rescue your own political party. So, look, we saw 19 senators endorse this man in the 2017 elections. He still lost. Today, the number have reduced to 10. Can he win? It's only people that live in utopia can say that will happen.
Okay, Mr. Buddha, I will give you a little minute to respond, but I'd like to welcome Reverend Adi. Welcome, Reverend Adi.
You're muted, Eddie.
Greetings to all of you wonderful brothers. Such a joy to be in your presence. Astute minds committed to the welfare of Liberia. Greetings to all of our Liberian brothers and sisters who are listening. Thanks for having me.
All right, thank you. Reverend Adi, I would just like to review, right now we are discussing about the commitment, the reaffirmation of Senator Nyambi Kanga to the Unity Party. So the question was, did she bring anything to the table? Or is she what they say that she bring to the table? That's what we are discussing. I just thought to give you and the next thing we'll be discussing will be at the same time we saw that staff of the national legislature celebrating decisions. So whether it was politically right for staff of the Capitol building to celebrate her decision, or it was legally right, whether politically or legally. So those are the two things we'll be discussing.
Okay. So do you need me to respond?
No, I want for Mr. Buddha to give rebuttal to Bloje. I'm counting you, sir.
Thank you.
One thing I like about the CPP, the CDC or CPP, you want to call them, they're good to criticize or good to talk about other people and forget about themselves. Omer Boakai is not the cause of the power in the LP party. He's not the one who created the rave. The party, the rave was created by the ANC, divided because Mr. Comey wanted to be president at all costs. Whenever he's not getting his way done, and he surrounded himself with people who divide the CPP party, they try to blame Omer Boakai. Omer Boakai tried to initiate all sort of negotiation between the parties to unify the group, but yet Mr. Comey has stuck in his own face. They don't want to move past that point because with the curricular resume, that that's the only thing that can resonate with the Liberian people. So anything else is not done. So Mr. Bloje, you're talking about the Unity Party office. Yeah, Mr. Boakai don't have to take his own money to go pay the party lost their office, where they lost their office because they didn't have money to pay their bills. So that got nothing to do with Mr. Boakai rescue or whatever. That's the political party responsibility.
Okay,
So
thank you, Mr.
yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Bodai. Reverend Adi, talk to us about Senator Inambi Kaka. What does she bring to the table?
I think he mute.
First of all, when you listen to the CDC people, they were highly hopeful that Senator Kanga wouldn't have endorsed the Honorable Joseph Yuma Boyka. And to their detriment, they are very disturbed that the fact that politics is driven by personality and tribe. And so they are very concerned that the Bassa Belt, Montserrado, Margibi, Grand Bassa County, and Riversets may likely, file in line with support. If you're listening to many of the staffers today, I think yesterday or today, who welcome Senator Kanga, they basically stated that they were very concerned about the direction that she would go. And they were so happy that she endorsed GNB, the Rescue 1 and Rescue 2, because they know that Liberia's problems cannot be resolved by the incumbent, President George Weah. So this idea that, he cannot rescue himself, the last time I checked, Bloge was a member of the ALP. Before, he was a stalwart supporter of Mr. Ure until he went back to the CDC, which is fine. That's the political nature of our culture. But may I remind him that it was Bernard Ure who bankrolled the CDC for such a long time when they were all in the same party. May I remind him it was George Weah, who was once a millionaire, didn't have enough money, had to come back to Liberia and join the Liberian Senate. All of his friends have stated very clearly that he didn't have any money. Thank God for Liberia, who's giving him an opportunity to lead and by this manner abuse the wealth of the nation. So we are not surprised that, he's parading the wealth of the Liberian people to be able to build 48 houses in the space of 6 months of his incumbency, travel 48 days, 11 days, unaccountable money's missing, $30 million for the COVID money, $100 million for the road fund, $140 million for RIA, and several other monies to include the $16 billion, of which X amount has yet to be accounted for according to the Crane report. So we are not surprised that the day they can boast, because this is the culture of Liberia. When you steal, you parade the wealth, they tend to respect you. Well, this is the mentality. So let's talk about why our staffers welcoming the Honorable Yombli Kanga. Don't forget it was George Weah who gave the State of the Nation address, and he had a whole sharing squat in public space. It doesn't make it right that staffers would do it, but because of the mediocrity that we have been led to experience under this incumbent president, George Weah. So now this is the culture he has established. So unfortunately, this is where Liberia is today. People are frustrated with this government to the point where they can sing a song, "Go, we are go. Go, we are go." Do you know what that means for civil servants to start singing that song about an incumbent who was once a celebrity, hoping that he would bring the vision that he once thought he was a part of? A man that came from a life, very degrading, but yet made it successfully, but has forgotten where he's come from. This is the Liberia we are talking about today, and I certainly hope Mr. Bloge will come to that reality. Thank you.
Roger, do you like to respond?
Yeah, of course, I definitely will. Because I think our brother here has just engaged in ad-hominem behavior. I don't know why he tried to personalize this thing with me and showing nothing at all. But the interesting part about it, the contradiction he offers here is not strange, and meaning drums he's beating around is not strange. Does not speak to the issues of Mr. Braga incompetent inability to lead or govern. I just want to take it to some of the points he makes about George Weah and allowing other people to pay CDC rent. But it shows leadership that he was able to persuade people to keep his party rent paid and keep his party functional. That's leadership. On the other hand, Braga cannot show that type of leadership. His inability to even organize people to do that and allow his party to be kicked out. You can't trust such a man. George Weah showed that as president, he's capable to mobilize resources for the country. Braga showed he cannot do that. So that's another point. He talks about Yombi Kanga, CDC wanted Yombi Kanga to be what? How can CDC push for Yombi Kanga when CDC has no relationship with Yombi Kanga? And the fact that CDC has competed against Yombi Kanga, and Mr. Weah has recently gone to Grand Baza County and to speak against Yombi Kanga. But the interesting part about it is that when he trivializes Yombi Kanga's ability to mobilize the Baza belt, and there's a danger in the politics of our country, because why would the Baza people choose somebody who is not a president or another son of Baza who is already a president? If you want to trivialize it, George Weah is a Baza man. His mother is a pure, raw Baza woman. It's known fact. The results in Liberia elections have shown after Bromsky, it was George Weah who always won the Baza vote. So the facts does not favor Yombi Kanga. The fact favors George Weah. And lastly, we come to this whole question about these staffers going over there. Another contradiction. He criticizes George Weah bad behavior, and he says George Weah started it, which is false, but yet he does a very bad thing and celebrate it. What does it say about the kind of leadership that Joseph Braga and the Unity Party wants to offer? If George Weah's behavior was wrong, he says it's bad, for that reason George Weah should not be in office, why are you doing the same thing? But George Weah did not do that. The recent behavior of the Unity Party supporter was very wrong, but it again demonstrates George Weah's tolerance and democratic credentials. It shows him to be a better leader, that people will do such a thing and there will be no security consequences, there will be no punishment. That's the kind of leader we want in Liberia. A leader that will harden democracy and improve social interaction. So we're not worried about Yombi Kanga. She's nothing as far as we're concerned. She will not make George Weah. She will not make Braga to win Grand Baza County. Son of Grand Baza, George Weah, is going to win Grand Baza County. The son of George Weah is going to win Riverside County. He's going to win the Baza belt.
Mr. Mauro, you got something to say?
He's muted.
All right, sorry, I was muted. I say I'd like to see the CDC and UP in a circular firing squad. You know, I enjoy it. now, what? For God in heaven's sake, can anybody identify for me the difference between the UP and the CDC? UP accuses CDC of all the corruption in the world, all the bad things. But they got all the people that abetted and supported CDC to do all of these bad things. The senators, the one from Ways and Me, the other one from the administration. And both of them, for so many years, not 1 year, not 2 years, they said they were learning. They've been there more than 9 years, each of them. And they aided and abetted the CDC to do all these things that they're accusing the CDC of. So for God in heaven's sake, let somebody tell me what's the difference, because I swear to God, I can't identify.
Okay, thank you guys. I think we ended this particular topic. We'll have a brief break. When we come back, we'll go to our final topic. Then from there, we'll have our icebreaker. Thank you.
Maintaining your vehicle can be a major investment. That's why here at Brothers Auto Care, we pride ourselves on providing professional and reliable auto care at affordable rates. Whether you need an inspection, new brakes, or diagnostic reports, our skillful and experienced mechanics are here for you every step of the way. Call Brothers Auto Care now to schedule your next auto maintenance and repair service. At Brothers Auto Care, we help you drive home with peace of mind.
Welcome, viewers in cyberspace, wherever you are watching the Liberian Radio and Television Network. We ask you to share the screen so that more people will listen to the Liberian Radio and Television Network. We are back for the final topic tonight. That will be the selection that is pending the vice president candidate for the CPP. And the question we have tonight is that we have only one person who name is circulating as the nominee for this particular position, who is Kathleen and Brunskin. Will her selection bring anything to the party? What is she bringing to the table? I would like to start with Reverend Addy.
Well, I mean, I would really wish that you would start with the comics people, but I don't mind going first anyway. I mean, for full disclosure, Miss Charlene Brumskin is my cousin by father's side. I think she's a very bright young lady. I'm glad that Mr. Cummings is attempting to choose her, and if that deal goes through, it will kind of help his ticket, hopefully graduating from 7% to 8% in these elections. But I think she'll bring a lot more.
Everybody protect.
I think she will bring a lot more. I think she will bring a lot more to Mr. Cummings's tickets than Mr. Cummings himself, just because of the fact that she's more popular than Mr. Cummings himself. So I think it will certainly be a help to him. Thank you.
Mauro.
Listen, you can. They say, they say, I don't care how much mayonnaise you put on a chicken do, it will never be chicken sandwich. Listen, I don't care how you dress this devil, man. This devil, we can see a foot. Listen, Cummings, you can cry all you want. How come he's now popular? Nobody know him. He just coming, foreigner, whatever. Cummings is whipping your flat. Listen, what Cummings is doing in this country, and it is like slow poison. He's changing the whole political atmosphere in the country, and you're making noise. But you're finding yourself doing exactly what he wants you to do. Right now, nobody knows. The process was so administratively carried out. There was no leak. No leak. And up to now, you still guessing exactly what we want you to be. Keep on guessing. Keep on guessing. It could be Charlie. It could be anybody else. Keep on guessing. Number one, you will guess until the 27th. And then we will.
Why did you postpone your convention selection?
We will break your backs and send you to where you belong. Because all you do, you get the leftovers. Jeremiah Kuhn went to you. Cummings will never accept Jeremiah Kuhn. Yombly going to you. Yombly got no value to us. So now, we got the queen. We're carrying the prom queen home. And now you're making noise. You keep on guessing.
Just to confirm, will she be the nominee?
There were two of them. She one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Buddha.
But I mean, Mr. Jawinkin, I'm very confused because the last time I checked before the convention, we're told that Mr. Cummings would have named his vice standard bearer. Unfortunately, he had to postpone that. Did he get to come in, Mr. Mawolo?
Yeah.
Because I heard you guys were trying to get Yombly, but then when Yombly rejected it in a public statement, and then Charlene is your last hope.
When we went to the convention, was Yombly in the factor?
No, but she had rejected it though.
Okay,
yes, she was
not in the factor, right? And then you heard. Listen now. So if she was not in the factor and you heard that we were going to announce, meaning what? Meaning we had already chosen, right?
Right, but you were hopeful that she would agree, and then she rejected last minute time, so you had to pivot and postpone
There was a
and run
motion.
behind Charlene.
Listen, there was a motion put on the floor that whomever the vice presidential candidate is, be unveiled in their home county. The convention agreed, and that's what we're going to do. We're not
And that's a good spin.
carry man man or crew
Yeah, that's
man
what he
or
said.
view man. We don't know what he is to Monrovia and leave the people in Ghana absent. We're going to carry the woman to her town. We're going to turn her over to her people and let them turn her over to Liberia.
You're still giving her the $3 million?
That you're the one being paying people $3 million. You're the one giving Yombly $500,000 so she could come back and pretend you give her title. So vice.
Let me call my cousin. Yeah,
man, please. We don't pay nobody for nothing, my brother.
You sure?
We got enough clout. We don't pay nobody for nothing. Look at our resumes.
Okay, thank you.
We're talking about field experiences. We're talking about real, tangible, that you can go anywhere, you Google it, they will tell you. Anybody look at it is impressive. The only people who don't see it are people who are blind.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Mauro. Mr. Buddha, what is your take?
Well, look, I can tell you, Charlie is a very intelligent young woman. There's no flaw on her to consider being a vice presidential candidate. And that decision is in the hands of the CPP, like I always say with any political party. That's the prerogative of the standard bearer. But here's the thing here, right? The CPP is trying to get new recognition, face recognition to the Liberian people.
CPP trying to get new recognition.
Who can who
won the election in 2020?
Huh?
Can you please protect him?
In 2020, you said they're trying to get new recognition.
But it was not coming though. That's what you gotta understand. So it's not coming now. We're talking about now.
That was who?
So this CPP now, if we're talking about CPP, CPP already been broken down.
Who told you that?
So you can't take that credit. CPP will comprise of
useless party who are not paying due left. Then you say broken down.
Now it's two useless party. Now it's two useless party.
Everybody here.
Now it's two useless party.
You see, to the left, the CPP they drove them out of the headquarters.
Yeah, it was that four. It was the four useless party that won the 20 seats in that.
Useless. They
so
never pay as due.
Mr. Mauro, can you protect Mr. Buddha, please?
All right.
So do we agree that everybody was useless at the time, right?
No, everybody was not useless.
Oh, okay, all right. So here's the thing: CPP stayed fighting. I mean, the AMC.
Yeah.
AMC headed by Cummings now under the banner of CPP.
Exactly.
Still trying to reckon with the Liberian people to recognize them.
Keep on worrying about that part there. You're flogging loading.
So yeah, no problem. And loading, we'll see. We'll come out on the show, brother. Yeah. We'll celebrate. So I'm not surprised if Charlene is being nominated. I said she's a good candidate. She's not a flawed candidate. I mean, she can bring a lot to the party. Because she's a young person, number one. She's educated, she's smart, and that Bronski legacy. So anybody who wants to bring the vibrance of that party, it's could be Charlene. So I mean, she's not a flawed candidate. I don't have any objection on her candidates to the party.
I think there is a consensus between the three of you. I can see that, and the three of you rather about her. It seems that she's a good candidate. Myself, I do not know her personally, but the fact that she's a lady, as the second person, that also brings, in my opinion, another thing, because women want to be represented at all levels of government as it is now with President Weah. So I think it was, in my opinion, I think it was a good choice after several attempts, and also recognizing Mr. Bronski, who was also one of the key guys in Liberian political history. So having said that, we have ended tonight production. We'll have after the break, we'll have our icebreaker question tonight. Then from there, I will give all of you time to give your last push. Thank you, guys.
Hey there. Many Liberians are members of social clubs, 501c NGOs, and school alumni. Many Liberians are trying to open their own 501c NGOs, home care agencies, and social clubs. Does your organization have a professional website? Does your web platform have the right wording and content to attract grants? Hopefully you're not running your organization only through social media. There's a more professional route. You need an online space where you can craft a positive message about your organization, making your home health agency more credible, which will increase your chances to receive grants. We'll build you a responsive platform for 501c organizations, healthcare agencies, and other types of organizations. We'll provide you with full website maintenance, membership sign-in, private charts, Facebook and WhatsApp integration, live video feed for all your meetings and special occasions, a dashboard for members to see all the activities, and email and text auto reminders for meetings. We'll build with donors and 501cs in mind, and will help you solicit grants and automatic membership due collections. Building you this amazing platform will only be a membership fee of $19 a month. Call or email us now. Let's upgrade your website. Home health agencies and small businesses, you owe it to your company to project the best image possible, and we can make it happen. Visit www.tiamit.com or call 215-966-8679. Ask for Tommy.
Welcome, guys, in cyberspace. Wherever you are watching, please share the screen for others to listen to the Liberian Radio and Television Network. At this time, we're going to bring in our icebreaker. It's usually what we do at the end of every show. That there is Hosea. Thank you. Okay, guys, our icebreaker tonight will be: if you were to change any law in Liberia or strengthen any law in Liberia, what would that be? Can I start with Mr. Mauro?
Wow, that's a hard one because it seems like you got to strengthen every law. Strengthen law. What would be the first one? Corruption. Corruption. Anybody found in corruption, I will insist that there be a special court that will investigate them immediately and strip them of everything they got until that money is paid. I think that will be one thing that will deter the Liberian people from suppressing their own development. But I think that will be one law I will insist that it be strengthened.
Rule of law. Okay, Mr. Boda.
Like you said, it's a hard question, but one thing I can say, look, Liberia will need a very strong judiciary. Accountability, holding everybody accountable. And having a judiciary to perform today's 4 years. I think that's one thing that is lacking. Accountability and holding the judiciary, holding both, prosecuting both to the 4 years. That's what is lacking in our society, and we need to have that to be very strong, to be an independent judiciary.
Okay, Reverend Adi.
Well, certainly, I will reduce the presidency from 6 years to 4 years. The legislature, both representatives and senators, to 6 years. 6 years in the presidency is too long and painful under the current government. So if that president is failing, the Liberian people got to suffer incompetence, kleptocracy, kakistocracy for 6 years. I'll reduce it. The laws are very clear on the book. The next thing I'll do is I'll put a cap on legislative salaries. Okay, I will cut the salary down. A law will be implemented, and I will hope that like-minded senators within the legislature and representatives will recognize that Liberia, being a developing country, not even a developing country, cannot be making more money. Yes, cannot be making more money. Okay, our senator, our pro tempore making more money than the U.S. pro tempore, right?
Right.
Speaker of the House.
Even the speaker.
Think about that. Yeah.
Even lawmakers,
So think
yes.
about that. Yes. So that is the height of corruption. Now, and if they refuse to pass that law, I'll take it if I were president to the Liberian people, to the citizens. All right. The next thing I would do, I would start giving them county development funds for them to manage it. Fourth thing I'll do is that staffers within the legislature will be put on civil servant payroll. Senators should not be getting money to pay their staffers. Okay, so
But they
those
say
are
one
areas
law,
that I'll
you didn't count in three.
But you know, Asatiana,
Okay, guys. For me, after this, I will ask all of you to give your closing statement. For me, I think the enforcement of the rule of law is one thing I see greatly. No matter what we do, we talk about corruption. But if there is a discrepancy where I know Reverend Addy, so I can do anything I want because I will go or he will call, until we stop that in Liberia, what a law will really be blind. I mean, blind. No matter of your position, if you'll be held accountable, that would be great. I wish that can happen in Liberia. Okay, for the closing, I would like to start with Mr. Buddha.
Thank you. Thank you for giving me the opportunity. I just want to tell my panelists, it was a great time sharing some idea and letting our Liberian people know the difference. And I ask them to vote this coming election. That is very key to everything I will have to do. All the messages that we give, if they don't go to the poll to vote, will not come to fruition. So I ask all Liberians to vote the best candidate, which is Rescue One. The old man can rescue our country. He been there before. He sit on the table and know what decision have been made to affect or benefit Liberian. So he knows that. And we need somebody that will sit on that table to have that wisdom and be able to reconcile our country despite our political differences. So I ask everyone to go and vote this coming election. Rescue One is the old man that we can carry at this time. And we'll groom the rest of the kids to come out. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Buddha, for your contribution. Mr. Mauro.
Well, thank you to all our viewers in the Blue App land. And I want to say thank you for tuning in today. And thank you to the brothers here on the show. I mean, I'm sure we pick up one thing or two from each other. And I hope we'll continue to do this and learn from each other. But speaking of rescuing, you rescue somebody when they're stuck. I thought we were free. What's wrong? We're free and broken. So they need fixing. So I would tell the Liberian people that your problem is not because you are stuck. Your problem is that you're broken. And you need somebody to fix you. But to fix you, you need somebody who knows how to fix you. You rescue the man from the street, and you got no medical facility to send him to, so he remains in limbo. We're talking about somebody who knows how to fix you. I suggest to you the team of Alexander Cummings and the vice presidential candidate he will be naming on the 27th. Those are the fixers. You see, anybody can be anywhere for a long time. They got some janitors in the offices, in the government offices in Liberia. They've been sweeping for 50 years. They stay there. We want to make them president too. Now, if we want to say somebody was sitting at the table and you stay at this state as a citizen, that person is responsible for your demise. That person is one of those responsible for the position you find yourself in. So that's not the person who is interested in fixing your situation, because they don't know how to fix it. If they had known, they would have done something about it. Or either they don't care. Either way, they're not the person for you. So don't let nobody tell you about rescuing you. They will need to rescue themselves and their name because they have done nothing to help your situation, although they were in prime places to do it. So we want to urge you, Liberian people, think yourself before you vote. Think about your children and your own life. It's not about making somebody happy. It's not about feeling sorry for somebody. This is time for work, and work requires competent people to be productive. So we presenting to you a competent man who is proven all over the world to be competent. Liberia, try a competent person for once and stop being emotional in your votes. Look for competence and enjoy the benefits of productivity. Thank you and have a good night.
Thank you, Mr. Mauro. Now, Reverend Adi.
So thank you, fellow Liberians, for listening. Thank you so much for following the LRTN. On this platform, we have intellectuals who are part and parcel of a voice for change in our country, Liberia. But make no mistake, people think it's politically expedient to call someone a fixer. Well, actually, a fixer is a person who makes arrangement for other people, especially of an illicit and devious means. You can fix what you are a neophyte to. Certainly, that's why we're advocating for Jeremiah and Joseph to lead Liberia. Because the truth remains that, in as much as I'm doing my best, not to criticize Mr. Cummings, but one of the challenges that Liberians have with him is that you can't fix that which you haven't experienced. He's a neophyte. He hasn't any government experience. And the fact remains that fixers seem politically, sexy to kind of listen to, but you can't fix that which you don't know, especially having experienced it. So we're asking for all of us within the opposition to come on the bandwagon of the Jeremiah and Joseph ticket, knowing very well that integrity matters in everything that we do. And certainly that a man of international experience, having worked with the World Bank, a sound businessman and agriculturalist, who is looking forward to advancing the hopes and dreams of Liberians, especially through what he called his platform, Arrest. Liberia needs to be sustainable by agriculture. We want to give you roads. We want to bring education that all of us can be proud of. I grew up during the war and prior to the war. I would like to see Liberians experience that same vision. And that is why the Honorable Joseph Boyka is only interested now in leaving a genuine legacy where every Liberian, young and old, can enjoy the Liberia you hope for. And certainly a fixer of no experience cannot do this. Make no mistake that politics is quite interesting. They will come with you with glittering words that will pique your interest, but the aspirations that you're looking for is only found in one that has experience and integrity. Certainly found in a great story of Jeremiah Kuhn and Joseph Boyka. So make no mistake, Liberians, you certainly have an opportunity to change the trajectory of your country under this current government that is so insensitive to your plight, that has stolen your money, that has taken away your education through corruption, killing the very vision of your children's children. We're encouraging you now to vote out of patriotism and love for your country, not out of popularity. Vote for integrity, not out of celebrity. Vote because you believe somebody is very passionate about your future. And that person is none other but Jeremiah and Joseph. Make no mistake. Put patriotism over individualism and nationalism over tribalism. God bless you all and save our state. Thank you.
Thank
So
you,
now Jeremiah and Joseph, Jeremiah the president.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna give my closing tonight. I have no reality. Fellow Liberians, it is very important that we think about the past. What has been our future for the past 6 years? Has your livelihood improved under President Weah over the past 6 years? If your answer is no, then you need to change. As most of the speakers said tonight, do not vote on emotions, what you feel, but exactly how you're going to be better for tomorrow. We can't keep doing the same thing over and over and expect different results. We can't we can bring about all the plans, even we can borrow all the one we have in the United States everywhere. But unless we have the will to enforce the rule of law, nothing can happen in Liberia. We have good laws on the books, but our problem has been enforcement. People use connection to circumvent the laws of Liberia, beginning with the presidency. It is time for us to recognize that no matter of your position, whether you are president or not, everybody should be treated under the law. And to do that, that should begin with the president. You can cry all you want. Even Jesus Christ will not save you if you refuse to enforce your own law. God will not come from heaven. Only you, ourselves, we ourselves can save our country. And to begin facing our country, that begins with rule of law. And the only person who can do that, who has proven that over more than 35 years, is Tiawonse Gongro, your poor man lawyer. He is a broom man. You're going to ensure that all of you, young girls, boys in the street, you have opportunity. You don't have to beg anybody. You got to make your own money. It is wrong for you to beg somebody. You need opportunity to make your own money. You need to be the next generation to be our rules, not the Chinese. You need to be trained. Liberia can also produce pilots. But you know why we haven't done it? Since we are the oldest country in Africa, it's because of bad leadership, because of lack of rule of law. So tonight, or beginning this election, October 10, think about it. Vote for rule of law. Vote for the blue man for a rule of law in Liberia. Thank you.
Thank you for watching the Hard Zone. In tonight's announcement, do you have an elderly parent or loved one and you live in Upper Darby, PA, do not have health insurance, or your parent or loved one, elderly parent or loved one, is not eligible for Medicare or Medicaid? The Multicultural Community Family Services, in collaboration with the Attentive Home Care Services, is providing free 2 hours of home care services for elderly residents in Upper Darby, PA with no insurance and elderlies who are not eligible for Medicare or Medicaid. Take advantage of this great service. With this service, you are provided free laundry, medication pickup, grocery shopping, and the list goes on. Please look at the flyer on the screen for contact information on how you can utilize this service. The toll-free number is 1-800-484-5327. Again, the number is 1-800-484-5327. Make sure you call and get the free home care services for your elderly loved ones. Also, the second annual Liberian Business Expo 2023 will be held in Atlanta on July 29th. If you are an entrepreneur or a vendor that is interested in participating in this event, registration is ongoing. You can register now at www.liberiachambersusa.org. Again, registration is going on, and you can register at www.libchamberusa.org. All of this information is on the flyer on the screen. We also have the Caribbean Community in Philadelphia Women's Health and Wellness Fair that is taking place on Saturday, May 27th from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. They will be doing free pap smear for women, blood pressure screening, cancer screening, and a lot more other services. This is in collaboration with AFCOM, African Diaspora Health Initiative, House of Faith Ministry, and so many other organizations. The flyer is also on the screen if you need more information about this event. Last but not least, Uniborg is having a Memorial Day weekend cookout on May 27th, 28th, and 29th from 10:30 a.m. to 11 p.m. at 5900 Springfield Ave in Philadelphia, PA. They will be selling dumbo, dry rice, roasted meat, fish, tabagi, chicken wings, drinks, and more. Please come out and support. All of the information is on the flyer on the screen. Thank you for watching the LRTN. Please remember to like, share, and follow our pages on Facebook, YouTube. Thank you.
Gold on this one. Adina. Yeah. Scooby-Doo Papa Day.
I can't believe that I'm a fool again. I thought it's never, never, ever end. Look at the way you treat me nowadays. Please, everybody, boy, baby, change your mind. You told me, baby, but we just began. Too many big dreams so fast achievable. I know I brought you, but it's not that deep. Forgive me, baby girl, I want you. Oh, baby, good, and now only you, me, I want you. Tell me that who be the bastard who wanna stop me from loving you, Lena. Oh, baby, good, and now only you, me, I want you. Tell me that who be the bastard who wanna stop me from loving you, Lena. Baby. Every night I can dream about you. Wake up in the morning, you the first thing on my mind. Oh, every day I can think about you. My baby, oh, you are the money to my night, oh, my lady. If you go, you will turn up my light, oh, ooh, baby, nothing better than you, baby, ooh, baby, I'm gonna love you like I do, baby.